Welcome to Nina's Knots Crochet. I'm Lynanne. If you're new here, hey, thanks for stopping by and checking out my channel. My channel, it's all about crochet. Well, sometimes it's about knitting and sometimes it's about yarn, but mostly it's about my journey through this fantastic yarny community. Returning subscribers, thanks so much for coming back for Tunisian Tuesday, episode 4. Today is the purl stitch. And I really do like the purl stitch. This is the poncho that I'm working on for Olivia, and you use the purl stitch in the ribbing. So you do use it for this. We're going to talk about this next week. But yeah, this is... Once you get through these basic stitches, the simple stitch, which was week 1, you know, we have the knit stitch and now the purl stitch. Once you've had a chance to practice those, we can make this poncho together, or you can make it without me. You can just do whatever you want. And we'll talk about that next week, because next week we are going to work on binding off. So that we can bind off in pattern, and I'll show you how to do that. So here's the tutorial for the purl stitch, and I'll see you at the end. Okay guys, today we are going to learn the purl stitch. So you can either continue from where you left off when you were practicing the knit stitch, or you can start over like I am doing with a single crochet foundation row with ever many stitches you want to use. I'm using 15, and you know this part. All we're going to do, oops, come on now. We're going to insert our hook like we're doing single crochet, but we're just going to leave, we're not going to finish it. We're just going to leave the loops on our hook, so that we have the same number of loops on our hook as we do the number of stitches that we started with. So if you're doing, you know, say a washcloth and you're starting with 30 stitches, then you will have 30 loops on your hook when we get to the end. There you go. So that's it. Now, somebody had asked me in one of the comments if I can show you how I do the yarn overs for the return pass. And yeah, it's called a yarn over, but this is more of a rollover, because you want to keep this tension. So actually doing this, you know, like throwing it like traditional crochet, you're gonna lose some of your tension. So this is what I do. I just roll it over. Let the hook do your work. Then we're going to chain 1, and that's our edge stitch. So you're just going to push your yarn over, roll it over, and pull through 2. If you want to, you know, yarn over like that, that's fine too. I think it'll slow you down a little bit, but you can do it that way. Pull it over and pull through 2. You lose a little bit of tension. If you can keep this is where your tension needs to be, between your index finger and your work. If you can keep that tight while you do that, to yarn over and pull through 2, that works too. But for me, the fastest is I just roll it over and catch it and pull it through. And remember, turn your hook so it's facing down like this when you're pulling through your 2 loops, and you'll have less resistance. So that's how I do the yarn over for the return pass. I mean, you could, you know, I just think it adds extra steps to be doing it that way. So I just do it because it's so meditative and so calming and rhythmic that you just get into a rhythm and pull through. And now we're at the last 2 stitches, yarn over and pull through the 2, so you have 1 left. And now we are ready for the purl stitch. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm using a 4-weight yarn, the Nako Mona Lisa, and my 5.5 millimeter Knitter's Pride. Just like I've been doing this whole time. So, okay, so now the purl stitch. I know somebody's going to come at me and say this is too fiddly, it's too complicated. It's a stitch that is a tad fiddly. It is, it's not complicated, but it's one that once you've got it, you got it, okay? So, again, we never, ever, ever use anything with this first stitch. We're going to concentrate on that front loop of the next stitch like we used when we were doing the Tunisian simple stitch, okay? But in this one, we want to use our hook to bring the yarn forward. We're going to be working with the yarn in front of our work, in front of the hook. Then you're going to insert your hook under like you're doing a simple stitch. Then you let that yarn drop, and I put my thumb right at the base of the stitch to hold the yarn in place. Then I yarn over and pull through. Let go with your thumb and you have a purl stitch. See how I did that? So I used my hook to put the yarn in front of the hook. Now with the yarn still in front of your hook, you're going to go down into that stitch, that first leg, like a simple stitch. Kind of let the yarn drop a little bit. Put your thumb right at the base of the stitch. Hang on to the yarn. Now your yarn is in front of your work. See how it's on front of the work? And you're just going to yarn over and pull through. And that's your purl stitch. Again, use your hook to put your yarn in front of your hook. Go into the stitch like you're doing a simple stitch. Put your thumb at the base of the stitch. Hang on to the yarn. The yarn is still on the front side of your work. Now you're going to yarn over and pull through with a loop on your hook. So bring the yarn forward, under, drop it down, hang on to it with your thumb from the base of the stitch, yarn over, and pull through. Put the yarn in front of your hook, insert like a simple stitch, hang on to that yarn at the base of the stitch, yarn over, and pull through. Oops, I got that one out of camera. Ready? I'm going to pull this so your yarn is in front of your hook, under like you're doing a simple stitch. Put your thumb there at the base. Hang on to that piece of yarn so it doesn't move. Now you can yarn over and pull through. Yarn in front of your hook, under like a simple stitch. Hang on to that yarn at the base of the stitch. Now yarn over and pull through. Yarn in front of the hook. Simple stitch. Hang on to that at the base of the stitch with your thumb. Yarn over and pull through. Do a couple without talking so that you can see without the distractions, okay? Okay, this is my last stitch, so I'm going to bring the yarn in front of the hook, insert like you're doing a simple stitch, hang on to it at the base, yarn over, pull through, and then on our edge stitch, get through both of those on the edge and pull up your loop. And you should still have 15 on here. And then we're doing our return pass. The return pass is normal. We're going to yarn over and chain 1, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 all the way down, pull through 2 all the way down. Oh, that yarn just split. Until you have 1 chain on your hook, and there's your purl stitch. Let's do this again, right? So again, we never do anything with this first stitch because that's our edge. You're going to use your hook, put the yarn in front of your hook. You're going to go under like you're doing a simple stitch. Let the yarn relax a little bit. With your thumb, hold it at the base of the stitch, yarn over, pull through, and that's your purl stitch. Yarn in front of the hook like you're doing a simple stitch. Let the yarn drop, hold it at the base, yarn over, and pull through. Right? So use your hook, put the yarn in front of your hook. Now do like you're going to do a simple stitch. Drop it again so it's still in front of the work. Pinch it there so it's at the base of the stitch. Yarn over and pull through. Now, do you notice this is getting a little tight when we pulled it? You could still see it. If you need to, spread it apart. You can. This is where stitches get trapped because this one becomes a little bit tighter when you pull these purl bumps. So you just got to make sure you're counting, and you can see right here where this one got a little bit tighter, but that's okay. It's kind of the nature of the stitch. So put your yarn in front of your hook, insert like you're doing a simple stitch. Put your thumb there at the base of the stitch, hold the yarn at the base of that stitch, yarn over, and pull through. We're working on the front, the yarn is on the front side of your work. Use the hook, the tools are there to help you. So we're going to put that on the front side of the hook. We're going to go in like we're doing a simple stitch. Let it drop to the side. Put your thumb there, hold it tight, yarn over, and pull through. All right, I'm going to do the next few so without talking so you can just see what I'm doing, right? Okay, so look, putting the yarn in front of the hook, dropping down to do a simple stitch in that front leg of the stitch. Hold it tight so it doesn't slide up, yarn over, and pull through. Simple stitch, hold it at there at the base of that stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then we're at our edge stitch. So you just got to make sure you get both those stitches on the end, yarn over, and pull through. And that is the purl stitch. We're going to yarn over and pull through 1 for the edge stitch, and then do your regular return patch, which is yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over and pull through 2. All the way down to the end. Okay, that, my friends, is the purl stitch. And isn't that a pretty little design that you're getting a little pretty texture? It really adds to the fabric. It adds to the texture, and it's a fun little stitch. At first it may seem fiddly, but I think once you get it and get into that rhythm, you will enjoy it as much as I do. So that is the purl stitch. Okay, I hope that wasn't too complicated. I know that the purl stitch can be a little fiddly, and it can be a little bit, let's call a spade a spade. It can be a little bit fiddly, but it really does create a beautiful part of the fabric, a beautiful texture. It's going to be a stitch that you're going to want to learn how to do. It just takes practice, so just keep practicing. You can do this. You can do this. I know that a lot of you, I mean, we're going to jump off Tunisian Tuesday here for a real second. I know a lot of you have already seen the pictures on social media and the videos that Nancy had put out. Yes, yesterday I spent literally all day with Nancy from She's Got Yarn Too and Juan the Yarn Addict. He flew in from Delaware and spent the day here in Florida with us. And we had a grand time. We met in the villages and shopped till we dropped. Literally, we started at noon yesterday for lunch, and I did not get home until well after 7. It was almost 8 o'clock, and then Nancy still had another hour drive home, so it was after 9 by the time she got home. We were dragging, but we had so much fun. Juan in person is the same person that you get on video. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow. So I hope you enjoyed the purl stitch. Keep practicing. If you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. My email is listed in the description box. You can leave a comment here on YouTube. I try to answer everybody as best as I can. So with that, I'll let you go. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday and the rest of your week. Remember to be kind to yourself, give yourself some grace, but above all, be kind to everyone, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.